Hey guys, Badger here, and today we're gonna break UFC Fight Night, Brandon Allen versus Paul Craig. This is a good card. There's many fights I like here, and let's go right into it. We're gonna go over the new fights as well. So, first fight, we have Christian Leroy Duncan against Denis, however you say his last name. So Christian Leroy, he should have fought with that kickboxer who won against Alex Pereira, and for some reason he's out. You'll see his name right here, and now he's taking Denis Tiolulin, however you say that. Now his last fight, Denis fought not too long ago, 2 months, 3 weeks, and he got brutally KO'd by Gregory Rodriguez. And let me tell you something. I think that Christian Leroy is winning this all day. He has better reach. He's faster. He's a better kickboxer in my opinion. He's better striker, and we know Denis has a zero ground game. He only lost one time to Petrosian, and I don't see that happening with Denis. Although Denis packs power, I think that Christian can take him, and I'm picking Christian to win, especially as he's coming on a very short notice, like a few days notice. So give me Christian Leroy Duncan to win by KO or decision. Next fight, Lucas Alexander and Jeka Saragih. I saw Jeka's fight against the Indian fighter Jubilee, who was looking good against Brito, but then Brito just started barking at him in the third round. So this guy, he has really good kicks. He has really good low kicks. He has power, but he has zero ground game. Like I think I read somewhere that he's a white belt in jiu-jitsu. Now on the other hand, Lucas Alexander, he's a good kickboxer. He has a solid grappling as well. And when you look at the two, I just think that Jeka is not UFC level, in my opinion, especially after seeing his performance against Jubilee. Now, if you pay attention, Lucas lost only in submissions. I don't think that he's gonna have the same risk against a guy like Jeka, and I think he's gonna be better with the striking, and he might take it to the ground as well and just control him there. So I really think that Lucas is better, and he's gonna win this fight against Jeka. So give me Lucas Alexander by decision. Next fight, Charles Johnson and Rafael Estevam. So Rafael Estevam, this is his debut. He won in Contender Series, and this guy is a grappler. He has really solid jiu-jitsu. He has okay takedowns. His striking is not that good. Now Charles Johnson, he is a good striker. And not only is a good striker, he already went against some of the best grapplers in the division. I would say some of the best, like Mokaev, which is a really good grappler, and Cody Dordan has really good grappling as well. And he lost to both of them by decision. However, they are not like... when you look at Rafael, he's not the same caliber as Dordan and Mokaev. And I just think that his gas tank will not last to the third round with Charles. I think that Charles is going to piece him up in the second and third round, and he's probably going to win by decision. So give me Charles. I don't see him getting tapped by Rafael just because he wasn't tapped by Mokaev or Durden. So probably not going to get tapped by that guy. And he has a really good gas tank, Charles. Give me Charles, man. I see him winning, and you get him as the underdog right now. So I think it's really good value when it comes to Charles. Next fight, Jose Johnson and Chad Anheliger. So both of them are strikers. Both of them are mainly strikers. Jose Johnson, he lost his last fight. He lost by Twister to Damon Blackshear, which is a monster. Now, when you see his losses, he had one KO. He mostly lost by submissions in the first round. Can Anheliger submit him? I don't think so. I don't think Anheliger has the skill to submit Jose. I think this is going to be mostly a striking match. When you look at Anheliger, he's 36 years old. Jose is much younger, 28 years old. He has much better reach, so he's 71.5 in reach, and Anheliger is 64. This is more than 7 inches of reach advantage. This is gonna be playing for Jose, who likes to just attack from the outside. Also, obviously, longer legs, longer limbs. I think that Jose Johnson is just gonna piece him up and win by decision. Give me Johnson. Johnson has this. Next fight, Joanderson Brito against Jonathan Pearce. So listen, this is gonna be a tough fight. I'm probably not gonna bet on this fight. When you look at Jonathan Pearce, he won against Elkins, which is a dog. He has wins against Christian Rodriguez, which that's actually super impressive, having a win against Christian Rodriguez, especially this is aging very well, especially after his wins against Raul Rosas and Cameron Simon. But when you look at Brito, I think this guy he's too powerful. He's not as skinny as Christian Rodriguez, although Christian Rodriguez is always coming overweight. But when you look at Christian Rodriguez, I think he's not 135, right? Christian Rodriguez is fighting at 135 in my opinion. I may be wrong. Yeah, last weighing was 140. So yeah, but Brito he's bigger, he's more dangerous, he has more power. He's coming from Chute, which is a very good club, very good gym. I think that I'm pretty sure that Brito is also an underdog, so I'm going with Brito. It's gonna be a hard fight. You might want to take the over here as well, but Brito, in my opinion, is gonna be just too much with his striking and power. He's a good grappler. He's a very decent fighter everywhere. So I like Brito. I'll take Brito by decision. Next fight, who we got? We have Caio Machado and Mick Parkin. Listen, Caio Machado last fight against in Contender Series, he was the guy he fought against. Let's see his name because I don't remember the name exactly. Yeah, Kevin Savslarski. He was just a punching bag. He didn't do anything. He was just there to eat his punches. And let me tell you something, Parkin will not be like that. I think this is an easy win for Parkin. When you saw Parkin against Pokes, the guy showed phenomenal boxing. He really improved from his Contender Series performance. And don't forget, he's training with the best of the best. Tom Aspinall, which I think is the best in terms of heavyweight. He's going to beat John Jones if John Jones will ever fight him, which I don't think is going to happen because John Jones knows that Aspinall is just better. And he's a real heavyweight. And Parkin, man, he's a strong individual. He showed that he improved his boxing. He has decent jiu-jitsu. And he's training with the best. I think Caio Machado is going to sleep in that fight. And I'm taking Mick Parkin by finish. I think he's going to win. So give me Parkin. If you bet, I would probably go money line, but I think he's gonna finish him. Parkin is much better. Next fight, Lucie Pudilová against Ailin Perez. I like Ailin Perez. She's a very tough fighter. She has a lot of pressure. She has good wrestling. She is a good striker. Her last fight against Ashley Evans-Smith, like people saying she didn't finish Ashley Evans-Smith, so it wasn't that impressive. But Ashley Evans-Smith is known to be very durable, and Ailin was dominating her the entire 3 rounds. Now Lucie Pudilová, let me tell you something. She won her last fight with Jocelyn. Like I remember the bookies had Lucie as a major favorite, and as somehow Jocelyn got the split decision. But I don't think that she has what it takes to win against Perez. I think that Perez pressure grappling is gonna be too much for Lucie. I'm not saying she's gonna finish her. She's probably not gonna finish her. I'm probably not gonna bet on each side. The over here looks good. Lucie is very durable, and she was never knocked out. She was submitted once. Submission is live for Ailin, but she's probably not gonna knock her out. I think Ailin is gonna win, but I would probably take the over in this fight. Next fight, Nikolas Motta and Trey Ogden. Listen, I remember watching Trey Ogden's fight against Ignacio, and this guy, it seemed like his main concern was not getting knocked out by a fighter as aggressive and as dangerous as Ignacio. And I think the same thing's going to happen here. Nikolas Motta is a very explosive, aggressive fighter. In his last fight, he got brutally knocked out by Manuel Torres, which is this guy's crazy. And I don't think that Ogden has what it takes to knock out Nikolas. I think that Nikolas is just going to be too much pressure, and Ogden is just going to be super careful with his fight. And submission, I don't think he will submit him. When you look at Nikolas Motta, he was submitted once in the second round, and I just don't think that it's gonna happen here. I think that he can win probably by decision, and that's it. This guy packs power. He's probably not gonna KO Trey because he's like a ghost, a samurai ghost, and he doesn't get hit too much. So I just think that Motta is too aggressive for Trey, especially after seeing his performance against Ignacio. Next fight, main card, Uros Medic and Myktybek Orolbai. I don't know this fighter, to be honest. I don't know. I've never watched this guy fight. He's coming from the LFA. He has 1 loss in his career by decision. But he's coming on a very short notice. Very, very short notice. Now look at his wins. 18-14, 10-7, 6-1, 0-0, 5-3, 8-1. He lost to this 8-0 guy, Khalid Satutev. So I don't know. I just think he's not. I think that Uros Medic is gonna be too much for him. I really like Uros' performance against Semmelsberger. He looked good. He got popped in the first round, but he then came back up third round and he just knocked out Semmelsberger. So I really like his striking. He calls himself the doctor for a reason. He's very precise. He's durable. He was never knocked out. He was submitted once. Give me Medic probably by decision. I like Medic. I want Medic to win. That's my pick. Next fight, Ribas against Luana Pinheiro. This is a very tough fight for me to pick, just because I don't trust Amanda Ribas. She can get knocked out, and she got knocked out a few times while she was the favorite. Obviously, every fighter can get knocked out. I just think that Amanda Ribas is getting knocked out more often than not. Now, she has the better jiu-jitsu. She has really good judo. She's probably gonna win. Okay, she is probably gonna win. However, I just don't want to take that risk. I don't like betting on fighters that disappointed me in other fights, I would say, that are not reliable. And Luana, she might surprise. She might catch her with a good shot and end it. She has some knockouts, first round knockouts. She got a split decision with Michelle, which is a good striker. Sam Yu, Randa Marcus. So, yeah, probably Rivas is gonna win, but this is a stay away for me. I don't want to have anything to do with that. Next fight, Payton, Talbott, and Anheliger. Talbott all day. I watched this guy on Contender. This guy is a beast. I just like his style. It seems like all his fighting style was so natural. It's like he wasn't even trying. He was just in flow mode the entire time. He was just flowing the entire time. And I would pick him. I would put something on him, but he could be a good parlay piece. But you get nothing for him. Like, he's a very heavy favorite. I'm not worth the risk. If you want to parlay, that's fine. But I think that Anheliger is not going to win here. Over 1.5 is live here as well. In my opinion, Payton is not like... He's good. And in his Contender series, he went against a very durable guy, which is Reyes Cortez. And that was actually his first decision win. With that being said, most of his knockouts are coming on the second or third round. And when you look at Cortez, at Aguirre, he was never knocked out. He's probably gonna survive the first round. Most likely. He's a good grappler. He's gonna survive the first round. And then, if you go over 1.5, I saw it's like there's decent odds for that on stake. That's probably going to be my pick on this fight. Next one, main card, Jordan Leviate against Chase Hooper. Chase Hooper is a good guy. He's a good BJJ guy. And Jordan is also good. He's also a good grappler. I just think that Chase Hooper is going to be too much for him with his length and reach and all that. I just think that he's going to be, he has those lanky arms that he can just submit. But Jordan is live. I don't know what I'm going to do here. The over might be a good option here because both are good. Both are good. Jordan probably has the wrestling advantage, and he's a good grappler overall. He did has this choke loss to Paddy Pimblett. He won split decision against Ogden. He got a knockout win against Victor Martinez. But Chase Hooper, man, he's good as well. I'm taking Chase, but Jordan is very live. Very live. Now for our co-main event, Jake Matthews against Michael Morales, the Ecuadorian. I like Jake Matthews and I like Morales, but I just think that Morales is too complete, strong, and big for Jake. Like Jake, he has this win against Fialho, which everybody won against Fialho, and he lost to Semmelsberger. He was getting knocked out, like get knocked down every round. He got knocked down, and it's eventually like Samuelsberger won because he kept knocking him down. And okay, he has this win against Flowers. I just think that Michael Morales is better than all the competition he had so far. So I give me Morales. He's durable, he's strong, he has good wrestling, good stand-up game. He's a very complete fighter. He's coming with a massive reach advantage. He's physically bigger than him. I just think that Morales is winning, and that's my pick, Morales. Last fight, main event, Brendan Allen and Paul Craig. When I saw Paul Craig in his last fight against the Brazilian, like, he looked amazing. His striking was there, his jiu-jitsu obviously was there. Muniz looked terrible. It was a disgusting performance by Muniz. But you know, if he's gonna fight in 186, he's a big guy for 186. He was fighting in light heavyweight, and if he's gonna fight here against Brandon Allen in 186, I think it's gonna pose a problem for Allen. Both of them are good grapplers. Don't get me wrong. Both of them are good grapplers, but when you look at the disrespect that Brandon Allen is getting from the bookies, I just think it might be worth to put a unit on him, just because he's really good. He's really big for 186, 185 for middleweight. He has great jiu-jitsu. You don't want to get to his triangle, to his guard, and he showed improved striking. Like, he managed to chin Muniz. So, you know what? I'm not gonna pick a winner. Like, I'm just gonna say it's gonna be over. It's probably gonna be over 1.5. That's my pick, and I wouldn't shy to put some money on Craig just because of the bookies' disrespect towards him. I think he's live here. Anyway, guys, this is it. If you enjoyed this content, make sure you like the video, subscribe if you find value here. I'm shooting my picks just because I know people like to get the fine detail and make a smarter choice for themselves. If you want to see some more content from me, more of verbal content, make sure you follow me on Twitter as well, at BadgerBatsMMA. That's it. Like the video, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.